7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hello, and welcome to Depraved Indifference to Intelligent Life, my weekly little vlog thing that I do here. And you might notice that I look a little different today because I'm not clean shaven as I usually am. I'm wearing a different shirt. That is because when I filmed the Depraved Indifference, I did it last weekend, and I went to edit it and realized I wasn't making my point very clear. I wasn't talking about the things that I wanted to talk about exactly as I wanted to talk about them. So I decided that I would refilm it a bit. So that's what I'm doing. Today I would like to talk about the controversy and whatnot going on with Kevin Spacey, with Joss Whedon, because Kevin Spacey has admitted, as I understand it, to sexual assault and whatnot. Joss Whedon has admitted to cheating on his wife. There's all kinds of these things out there. In just the past couple things, Harvey Weinstein, I think, there was a whole bunch with him. I remember all the stuff about Bill Cosby from a while back that kind of hit me hard. And I want to talk about this as well as about art versus the artist, because it's a thing that is out there now. I actually watched a rather interesting video a friend of mine linked to from Anita Sarkeesian. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Anita Sarkeesian? Sarkeesian? I think it's Sarkeesian. The Feminist Frequency, or the Freak Show, FREQ. Clever name. All about this exact topic. And I'll put a link in the description down below. It's a rather nice video. It makes a lot of good points. I quite enjoy it. And as she basically she explains it towards the end, that there's no real answer to this sort of thing. It's all about how you go to it, and I agree with that 100%. There was a couple of tweets that I saw on my Twitter account by a couple of people. I have them on the screen here. I'm going to read them to you, so please bear with me. There's one that says, when a celebrity you adore turns out to be predatory trash, mourn the idealized version you've lost, and remember who murdered them. The real garbage abuser who was lying to you. 2. That kind of summed up some of my feelings, especially towards Kevin Spacey and Bill Cosby in particular, because I grew up watching Bill Cosby on the Cosby Show. I loved his stand-up comedy. I loved the Cosby Mysteries. I used to watch those, and I enjoyed them immensely. And I always thought that Bill Cosby was just a wholesome person. Given everything that I've seen of him, he just came across as being very wholesome and whatnot. And for 40 women to come forward, I mean, there's no... In this day and age, the way there is a lot of attack on the victims, which is a horrible thing. A lot of questioning of the victims, and when you should be believing them. For that many women to come forward is an amazing thing in and of itself. And to me, it kind of gets to the point where it's like, these women aren't gaining anything by doing this. Like, if people thought they were lying, is what I'm saying, there's no like monetary gain to put up with what they would have to put up with. There's nothing. I can't see them doing it and lying about it, is what I'm saying. Um, and the other thing was actually from Movie Bob, which was quite interesting, talking about art and the artist, saying key thing, separating the artist from the art means you still like the thing and condemn the person. Not, I condemn what he did, but he shouldn't face consequences because he might someday make more things I like. And that I agree with. Um, because prime example, um, with Kevin Spacey, I have liked and watched a lot of movies that Kevin Spacey's done over the years. Um, the Usual Suspects, The Ref, K-Pax, The Negotiator. I own, I think, pretty much all of those. Um, or if I hadn't, I have owned them at one point. Uh, and I enjoyed all of those movies. I'm sure there's others that I'm forgetting that I've watched that he's been in that I've enjoyed. And yet now, with these, with what he's admitted, um, I don't think I can enjoy any more films from him. But that doesn't stop me from liking the films of his that I've already watched and I've already liked. I can't I can't just turn off that like because seeing him in The Ref for as a prime example, that movie he has such amazing dialogue and such a wonderful portrayal in it. The Usual Suspects, an amazing movie um, with great cast and him in particular uh, playing Verbal Kint in that one. It's just so amazing, and I could watch that movie again and still enjoy it, but I may not enjoy it as much as I might, and this is where it comes down to, uh, because I know these things about him. I've loved Mel Gibson in the Lethal Weapon movies and in the Maverick movie and a bunch of other movies. But ever since he had that whole racist rant going on, and you find out that he's a bit of a nutball, I have not watched any movies that he's been in. Um, I just can't bring myself to do that. But I've still watched some of his other movies, ones that I've already seen. And that's one of the things that Anita talks about. One of the ways to deal with that sort of thing, the line in the sand. And that's kind of where I fall. Um, like with Joss Whedon, for example, I will probably go and see Marvel movies that he's had a hand in the future because while I think what he did was morally reprehensible, um, I still like the stuff that he's done in the past, and I will likely go and see it in the future because I want to support the Marvel movies, not necessarily him, although going to see it does support him, but I'm also supporting everybody else that is involved in this movie and in those movies. And that's the thing. When you get right down to it, is I might consider like a hard boycott if I thought what I would do, like my not going to see this or my not spending money on anything would affect anything. But in the grand scheme of things, especially with the Marvel movies, I know me going or not going isn't going to affect anything. The Marvel movies are just generally going to be big. Um, I may have been interested in seeing House of Cards. I may still end up watching it. I don't know. It's already been out for quite a few seasons, and I haven't seen any yet. Uh, and I don't know what Netflix is going to do, although I heard they're going to be killing his character off, Kevin Spacey's. I also heard that he was involved in a movie, finished filming it, and now they're casting Christopher Plummer in that role and reshooting all the scenes that he was in it. So this stuff is having an effect on him. It's going to be like whether he gets charged legally or suffers legally for any of this, uh, socially and career wise, he's already suffering for what he's done, which is an absolutely good thing. he should suffer for what he's done, because that's simply the way the world works. Uh, I don't know if he's going to be acting any more in the future. I mean, right now we've got Netflix fired him, and another movie is basically reshooting to get him completely out of the movie. That sort of tells me that people don't want to work with him. So I don't know. It's it's a tough it's a tough thing to try and come to grips with, and I do think that Anita Sarkeesian had a very good point when she said that it's up to the individual as to how they want to do it, and I think it is up to the individual, and the separating the art from the artist. I mean, I can't help but like the things that I like, and I can't help but dislike the people that I dislike because of the sort of people they are. Now, can I watch something that has a person that I dislike in it? Eh, it depends. Maybe not uh, immediately after I find out about something, but maybe give it time. I might be able to again. I don't know. It's a tough, it's a tough topic. But that's going to be it for this episode. I just wanted to kind of talk about that a bit and get my thoughts more in order, uh, and put it out there. So yeah, please, if you like what I'm doing, give that like button a tap. Give that subscribe button a tap as well if you haven't already, so you can be kept apprised of when I get new videos out. And throw a comment in the comments section. Let me know what you think about it. And please, please keep it civil in the comments, because I know in the comments it always turns into a shitstorm when you talk about controversial stuff. But keep it civil in those comments, please, because it's just everybody has their own opinions on things, and you can acknowledge opinions, whether or not you respect those opinions or not. But you can acknowledge them in a way that is polite, at least. I like to be polite. I'm Canadian. What can I say? But do all that, and until next time, my friends, you all take care, and I'll see you around.